YouTube, what's going on? You know, I'm back again with another reaction video. Let's jump into this video and I'm gonna chop it back with you guys real quick.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a minute, but I'm back to let y'all know about IVF. But let me introduce myself for those who don't know who I am. My name is Aurelia. My peoples, they call me Ree. So a lot of people know me from a video I shared of me announcing my pregnancy to my mom. I surprised her with the teddy bear, had the heartbeat. A lot of people loved it. I appreciate y'all. Basically, I went through IVF, and a lot of people want to know what IVF is. So that's what this video is. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it all the way in band with y'all. So IVF. It stands for in vitro fertilization. So if y'all don't know, I am a lesbian and I wanted to have my own family. So that's what this is all about. So I did not want to go the natural route. That's just not how I get down. So, you know, it is what it is. So I found out about IVF, and that's what I want to do. My initial plans was to have a partner carry. It didn't work out that way. So I ended up carrying, and I never thought I would carry, but I did. So these are the questions that I've been asked. First, how much IVF costs? It's about $20,000. Everybody asks me it's expensive. It's expensive to me. It might not be expensive to some people. That's cost a lot of damn money. We made a lot of sacrifices to make this shit happen, to be honest. You know, I'm not gonna lie. So the process, how the process works, just real quick. I have to have a procedure to get my eggs taken out. That's the first step. I have to have a procedure to get your eggs retrieved, and then I also have to get a sperm donor, excuse me. I pay for the donor, and I get it shipped to the hospital. That has to be.
This is what we're coming to now. Listen, I don't have a problem with people doing IVF. I feel like the only type of people that should be putting in an application for this is people that can't have childs, people that can't have kids. You know, those are the type of people that should be, you know, approved to put in for application to get IVF. These type of people, I find them strictly selfish. The fact that you're willing to raise a kid by yourself and pay 20K, right, to raise a kid by yourself, and removing the father out of the kid's life, regardless if there's a scheme for you to have a kid. You're removing the father at the kid's life, so you are causing the kid a disadvantage in the world. The first thing she said was she surprised her mum with a teddy bear, her mother. So clearly, you let me know the father's not there. So there's going to be a bunch of women's trying to raise a kid. And let's just say it's a female that you're going to be raising, because I believe it's twins, right? Let's say it's a female and a boy. You mean to tell me that they're only going to receive feminine energy, that female energy, should I say? I'm even gonna say feminine energy because she's a stud, right? So with stud, they think they're dudes, I think, right? So they're only gonna receive only one energy, not the other energy. How selfish can that be? Guys, if you think, if I'm wrong, put that in the comment section. Let me know the reason why I'm wrong. For me, I say that's selfish. I did make a video last week, I think, was single mothers, do you really love your child? Do you really love a child if you're willing to make that child have a disadvantage from early? When he's going to school and then he figures out there's a mum and a father, somebody has a mum and a father, and then comes up and tells you like, mum, where's my dad? Then you got to explain to the kid that you had the IVF. Do you think kids would want to come into earth knowing that someone is paying for them to come to the earth and not even giving them the opportunity to have a father and a mother? This is one of the most selfish things I've ever seen.
In before they retrieve my eggs, because they have to put it together. So I chose a donor, which was difficult. I will share him later. And then I had the procedure. After that, they can freeze your eggs or freeze your embryos or use a fresh one to plant back in you. I chose a fresh embryo with my eggs. We unfortunately had a miscarriage, and then I went back and used 2 of my frozen embryos. By me doing that, both of my embryos caught, and I ended up having twins. So I have 1 boy, 1 girl. They're officially 8.
I swear to God, guys, let me tell you something, guys. Yeah, I'll keep it 100. This is the first time I'm watching this video. This is literally the first time I'm watching this video. I said, imagine it's a girl and a boy. So now you have a girl and a boy being raised by a stud, right? That boy is gonna be confused as hell, cause he's gonna look at his mother. He'll be like, "Mom, what are you? Are you a guy? Or you're a dude?" That's already a confusion. The female also is gonna be confused. Why are people allowed to allow, you know, these type of individuals to be approved to get IVF? I think that's a big problem. That is a big problem. And I really disagree on that, because actually hearing this is making me think to myself, you know what, I'm kind of blessed. Even though I did come from a single mother, I'm kind of blessed I had that kind of card dealt to me than having this card dealt to me where I don't even know who my father is. My mother hasn't even had a relationship with my father. She found my father on the net. Actually, she found my father's sperm on the net. Bro, do you know how crazy that is? I think the only people that should be allowed to have IVF is if you can't have kids and you're in a relationship with a man or a female and you went out your way to have the kid. You went out your way to have the IVF so you can start a family. You're not disadvantaged in the family because now the child is growing up with a male and a female. There's a balance with male and female. There's a balance. There is a balance. When there's no male, there is no balance. Even when there's no female, there's no balance. There's a balance. And you're going out your way to take that away from the child because of your selfish need. That is disgusting.
8 weeks as of yesterday. So another question that people ask me is that about the donor. Do I know the donor? I do not personally know this man. I chose this man off a website, you know what I'm saying? But my kids are able to contact him when they turn 18 if they ever want to meet this person, you know. So I do not know him personally. He will not be in my kids' life. I did this process, me and my mama. I will be raising these kids.
Me and my mama. I ain't gonna lie to you guys here. This is what I'm saying to you, where, you know, a lot of the times, a lot of people think they're doing the right thing, right? And they're gonna console to the mother. And you have to remember, when your mother is a single mother, right? Misery always gonna love company. She's gonna be like, yeah, that's a good idea, because she's gonna need you in her life because she's alone. Misery loves company. And the fact that she keeps talking about her mum shows that she's still underneath another person's supervision. She can't think for herself. And on top of that, you can't think for yourself. Now you're going to bring kids into the life and you don't even have your own independent mindset. It's a sad world we're living in, fellas.
He will not be involved, for those who ask that. The sperm cost is about 2,000, you know, a little under 2,000. So those who look for that, but it can be cheaper than that. So that's just a few questions that people ask me. I am thankful that I took this route. I stayed true to myself, handle my business. Now I got twins and I'm able to raise them on my own and do what people think is impossible. Much love, y'all. This world is crazy, man. Swear to God. You know what? I think this is actually the first time I actually lost for words. You know, this is the first time I can actually say that I'm actually lost for words. And it's like, some people are going to be like, oh, but you don't even know them. I don't even need to know them, bro. I've grew up without my father in my household. I saw, you know, the risk factor that was presented to me from that. I've seen that. I'm a product of that. It was hard. I've nearly lost my life in the streets because I never had a father to actually guide me through the right way. I've been incarcerated. You know, I've done so many things that there was no point of me doing if I had a father in my household. But imagine
physically removing the father out. Thank God I know who my dad is, right? At least I have some balance to say, okay, cool, I know who my dad is. I know who my mum is. I give thanks to the Most High, you know, that I made it past that I figured out, I found myself, I found my calling, I found my purpose. That's the reason why I'm here today, creating content. You know, I got a beautiful family. But I wouldn't say to you guys it was easy. It was not easy, because the same person that started the same life journey race as me, that had a mother and father, they don't have to go through traumas, PTSD. They just flowing. I still deal with that even though I'm successful. I still sit down and think about it and think to myself, man, all these people that done me dirty, man. But the grace of the Most High, I noticed that, you know, he's always give the ones that he chose the biggest battle. You know what I'm saying to you? So it kind of shaped me to the person I am, for me to have thick skin. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the struggles I went to that shaped me for who I am, right? But that was unfortunate. But to actually go out your way to create those type of barriers for like kids, you know, I feel like it's one of the most evil thing in this world. No matter how nice the person tried to make it sound, no matter how soft tone they try to explain it, one of the evil things to do is remove the father in the child's life, or remove the mother in the child's life. Disadvantage for what reason? Because of your selfish needs. And now those kids are gonna grow up in their head thinking, I don't know who my dad is. My mom's telling me about my dad. I can go see him when I'm 18. That's a jail sentence. That is literally a jail sentence. What about if the kid asks you at 9 years old, and mommy, well, who's my dad? You gonna tell the kid, you can go find him when you're 18, when I'm done with you. That is a jail sentence. If you guys disagree with me, right, put it in the comment section. And please explain why you disagree with me. If you guys don't disagree with me, you don't even need to put it in the comment section. Just write selfish. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I see you there. Peace. Bye.